Okay, so we've made it back home from our trip down South Australia. We were supposed to be away for a fair bit longer, but we had electrical problems. We've put new batteries in around Christmas time, about 3 months ago. But since then we've found out on this last trip that our solar is not working particularly good. We've got 5 panels on the roof and we feel that there's at least one not working. And I checked that by using an old bit of cardboard, and you cover up one panel at a time and just keep checking on your input and see if it changes. And it changed on every one except the front panel, so it's obviously not working. And I also found another problem with the wiring on the junction box on one of the other panels. This was a problem with the junction box. One of the wires was only holding on by 2 strands. So we fixed that, but we're still one full panel down, so I've got to get up there and sort it out. But we've borrowed the trestles from the neighbour, our good neighbour who looks after our lawn for us while we're away. So good on you, Brad. He's actually over there mowing as we speak. But I'm going to get up here, pull the junction box apart and have a bit of a look-see and see if I can find what the problem is. So the boat's been gurneyed off. It's all the fun jobs you get when you come home. We give it a good wash down there, but I like to gurney everything off and clean it all out so it's spotless for next time we go to use it. We haven't done the van yet. It's pretty grotty, but I've got to get the problem solved first and then I'll clean it up. The ute's been done, the quad's been done, all the fishing gear's all been cleaned up and tidied up. So once I get this sorted, I can get stuck in and give this van a good wash. Well, the worst part of this is I'm not real good with heights. Normally if I stand on a table about this high, my knees knock together. So this is a bit of a challenge. Well, if Workplace Health and Safety copped a load of this, they could make a video out of this of how not to do it. But we've got to have a go. Alright, so this is good. I'm right where I need to be. And I've had to put barely any weight on the roof. Oh, look. Comfortable as. Hey, it's alright. Alright, I'm going to pull these plugs out, little silicone plugs, and pull this junction box apart and see if that's what the problem is. Alright, now I don't think there's a screw in this corner because the corner's broken off. It's been siliconed up. Yeah, they've sealed it very well so it wasn't coming apart. There we go. Okay. Right, so it's the wire coming in. This one here is the wire coming in from the front solar panel. There's 3 panels coming in. Positive wire is very good. Negative wire, very good. So obviously that's not the problem. That's a real shame. I was hoping that would have been the problem, would have been an easy fix then. There's nothing loose in any of those.
No wires hanging out?
No, they're all nice and tight. They're all double screwed. They're nice big BP fittings. There's definitely no dramas there whatsoever. that's a bugger. That means I've got to take the panel off. It was a little bit loose, but not enough to cause our problem, that's for sure. All right. So it looks like now that panel's got to come off the front and find out if the connections are broken on underneath it, or if there's something actually wrong with the panel itself. I mean, they do fail, I suppose, but not what we want. So this panel seems to be dead. I can test it tomorrow once the sun comes out, and I can run a couple of leads to it, and I've got a regulator, a solar regulator in the shed. I'll hook it up to that and hook it up to a battery and just make sure that there is some sort of power coming out. If not, the panel's dead. Don't know what sort of warranty they give on them. It's about 5 years old.
Probably not much now.
Probably not much after 5 years, but anyway, it is an Enerdrive panel. It's a good one. It's not rubbish. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. I'll give it a test tomorrow and see what we go from there. Okay guys, we've actually had a win. I hooked up the solar panel to the solar regulator I had in the shed, expecting it not to work, but it was putting out great power, putting out about 8.5 amps. So there was definitely nothing wrong with the panel. So I checked the wiring. The connectors that we used the first time that panel was connected was a ring connector like that. And what I believe happened, it was bridging on the two outside edges and it didn't make good contact in the middle. It must have made some contact at one stage when they tested it, but over a period of time it's either come a little bit loose or, yeah, I don't know what. So I've taken that connector off, I'll do a close-up of it, and put a forked connector on, which sits inside the little plastic bridge on the positive and the negative terminals. So now we've got full power coming out of that panel. We've put it back on the roof. Everything is just perfect. We're getting, even today we got a pretty good reading, and it wasn't an overly sunny day with great solar. I'm expecting to get a little bit more than what we have at the moment. But still we're getting a good reading anyway, so we're happy. We've got our solar problem sorted. So now we can really concentrate on getting everything else ready for our next trip up to the Territory, getting an aluminium box built, like a generator box, take all that steel stuff off, and we'll actually be saving weight with what we've got, but we'll have more stuff and we'll be taking more out of the ute. So by the time we upgrade our boat or downsize our boat, we'll actually be well and truly legal, and yeah, happy days. So alright, thanks for watching. We'll show you a bit more. Okay, cheers. Alright, well we've got all the solar sorted out. As you can see, the weather's not really good for solar, but we have got it sorted out. So we've moved the van into the backyard for the moment, and we're going to start working on taking some of this gear off the front of the van and getting a generator box built. But the van's out here just to test all the solar, so I'm going to leave it out in the backyard for a while. But all this stuff's got to go. The stone guard, this here, the boat trailer, that's got to go. That's a steel boat trailer. It's all galvanized, it's been painted, and I've extended it so it's quite a bit heavier than normal. Plus it's got all the steel brackets here to hold it all. Jerry can holders, the jerry cans obviously plastic, they're fine, but the holders are all steel, so that all adds more weight. So we're going to get rid of all of this, put an aluminium box on there, and then the jerry cans and the generator will go in the box. It'll help get a bit more weight out of the back of the ute. And I saw 44 amps going in there the day before yesterday, before it started raining. So that's a good charge. Alright, we'll keep you updated as we go along. Just waiting for the rain to stop. It's driving us mad. I've still got a lot of work I want to do to the van before we get going again. So we've got a little while to wait. But one of the things I wanted to show you, I'm just mucking about in the shed. These crab cookers. Now, just about, I don't know how many people have got these. They are so popular. And when you buy them, they're actually not that great. But to turn them into something fantastic, you get the right size drill bit, go around and drill out each and every hole. Don't need to make it any bigger, it just deburrs all the holes and cleans all the rust out. And like mine, after it's a few years old, they get all rusty again. So you just do it every 12 or 18 months and it makes them work fantastic. It just lets the gas come out nice and neat, and it makes them so much better than what they ever are, even from brand new. So just a little tip to keep up your sleeve. Good for a rainy day. It's amazing how much rust and rubbish comes out. This was only done 12 months ago. Rubbish there coming out of it. Amazing. And the difference it makes is incredible to how good they burn, how clean they burn. Alright, so this is some of the stuff we've taken off the front of the A-frame of the caravan. We've got the stone guard, it's made of steel, it's quite heavy. The jerry can holders, that's all steel framework, so that's quite heavy, and obviously the steel boat trailer, and that is very heavy. The big fat wheels, they're a great asset to have on the beach, but they're too heavy. We need to drop some weight. So we're going to get an aluminium box made on the front of the caravan. That'll house our jerry cans and the generator and a few other bits and bobs. Without all the steel framework, and then we'll also get a an alloy stone guard made. That one's just about had it anyway, it's past its use by date. And if we can, we'll get hold of a mangrove jack trailer. I've just missed out on a couple on Facebook Marketplace, but I will get one sooner or later, and that should just really solve a lot of our problems getting all this weight off the A-frame. We can put a little bit more weight in there yet because we're still quite underweight for our caravan, but we're overweight on the ute. But this is all to solve that problem. So we've picked up our mangrove jack boat trailer. This is the one that's going to replace our metal trailer. Total of 38 kilos, so it's going to be a good weight saver. All we've got to do now is get hold of a 3.5 Nomad high side and set it out, and then we're going to get ready to go up to the Northern Territory. Leaving mid to late June, we'll head up to King Ash Bay first, and then I think we're going to go to the Daly River, a couple of weeks there, and then across to Columbaroo and the Kimberley. Alright guys, thanks for watching another one.